Corey, I gotta agree with you on your last video. We kind of have been going off the deep end into despair a little bit, but we need to we need to get a little bit lighter. As one of my very favorite comedy troupes says, always look on the bright side of life. But in all seriousness, I am glad that you brought us back to our point, to our mission, I think. Yeah, talking to game design, actually, I think I have an idea of how to make your whales move. Not sure whether you ever played this game, Tsuro of the Sea. It's actually an expansion or a sequel of sorts to the original Tsuro, which is a really awesome Japanese game about moving dragons along a course. Anyway, Tsuro of the Sea adds the mechanic that now you're no longer the dragons, now you are boats, and you are traversing the sea on these same courses, but as you're traversing the sea, there are dragons still. And the way that this applies to you is that the dragons are moved every roll or every turn based on rolls of the die. Each of the dragons has numbers on it that correspond to different colored die, and when whoever's turn that is rolls those die, those dragons then move in those directions. So that might be an interesting way to make your whales move. I'm also kind of working on some game mechanics myself. I'm really feeling my time travel game. It's so different from any of the other games that I've ever played, and if I can just get the mechanics tweaked just a little bit more, I think it could be really simple. But I am struggling with what timeline to use. I know I want to use Earth's timeline. I want there to be dinosaurs and cowboys and things, but I guess I'm struggling with how detailed to make the timelines, or even what points in history I really want to cover. I want there to be Romans and Egyptians. World War II would be cool too. Not that World War II is cool, but that whole era. I kind of want there to be some familiar things, but then I also want you to be able to introduce anachronistic things that would just completely ruin the world, or our version of the history of the world, and have all of the different players have different motives, different goals that they have to achieve. Some people want to change the world and history, and some people want to keep it the same, and that would depend on your character. Just some ideas I'm throwing around. I'm also still working on my shoplifting game. I think that it really has potential. I'm not sure about the shoplifting aspect of it as much. I don't know that I really want to glorify shoplifting as such, but I really like the mechanic of infiltrators having to move into an installation that has guards, and some players being the infiltrators and some players being the guards. I just think that that's a fascinating mechanic, and I could do some really cool things with it. It could be spies getting into some government installation, it could be bank robbers robbing a bank, any number of things along those lines. And maybe, Corey, if you have some ideas as far as concepts go to go with that mechanic, I'd love to hear your ideas. I have to say, I don't envy you that you are having a hard time finding nice quiet places to record, because I have to be completely alone in the house. My wife has to be at work in order for me to even think about recording this. I'm so self-conscious when it comes to that. So I'm right there with you. And I think I can even go one step further than you, because my wife hasn't even seen any of the blogs yet. I guess she just doesn't want to see me making a fool of myself. But, she married me, so she gets to see that every day. Anyway, I guess that's it for me. I have something prepared for Friday. I'm going to talk a little bit about the publishing industry, traditional publishing versus self-publishing. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow, Corey, and I will see the rest of you on Friday.